Okay, so I will be going until the 6:15 minute mark, and I'm playing the video in 3, 2, 1, go. So yesterday, someone asked me, what's the first time you remember interpreting for your parents? When was that? So I was trying to think. First time? I don't really know. My parents are deaf. My uncles and aunts, I have deaf cousins, uh, deaf family that's always, hung out with hearing family as well. And, some of my hearing and deaf family didn't communicate, so that means a lot of the responsibility was left to me. So I don't really have a first memory of when I interpreted. I remember a class, there was this woman um, who I asked her, when's the first time you ate toast? So, I don't know. Okay. And how many of you here who don't have deaf family, you maybe remember your first time interpreting? Clearly, you probably remember it because it's a nerve-wracking experience. So child brokering, that's related to interpreting. When you get raised with it, you don't really associate that word with interpreting. So really, I always just helped, translate the information, just bring it from one team to another. So when you want something and they have it, okay, let me know, and I'll let them know. Oh, you have an answer? Okay, let me know, and I'll let them know. So you exchange information. It's not really about the language, it's about the goals and satisfying those goals. So I was simply just trying to satisfy, whatever parties were involved when I was transferring that information. And that's called child language brokering. So that word brokering, that really means to speak for a community. So when a family member from another country moves here, the kids pick up on their established language first, while their parents still use their home language. So the children will communicate for their parents, they'll broker that language, and they'll communicate for the family, whether that's hearing or deaf. If you have parents who are deaf and you yourself are the child of them, your language is not the same as theirs. You have to broker it for them. So it's not just hearing with deaf, but it's also deaf with deaf children as well. It's not my first time interpreting, but I do have a few specific instances that I remember. So for those of you who have kids, maybe like a science fair, I was the sort of last minute queen on my science fair. I put everything off. I procrastinated as much as I possibly could. Everything was the last minute, and my parents were very frustrated with me. So eventually, it came to time for the science fair is due tomorrow. So I was like panicking, trying to find everything, get glue. I didn't know exactly what I meant, but eventually I got everything done. Or eventually my parents drove me to the store to get whatever I needed. So I got my stuff, and my mom bought all my stuff for me to make my science project. And the woman who was working at the register said, "Hi, how are you?" And my mom didn't see it. She was, looking through her purse. And the woman at the register again said, "Hi, how are you?" And again, no response because she's still rifling through her purse. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at this exchange, and the woman added a little bit quietly, just said, "Well, you don't have to be rude," just to herself. And I'm sitting there watching that. And after that exchange, she seemed a little bit pissed off. She could have used her inside voice, but she didn't. So maybe that was, so I thought maybe I was probably like 12 or 13 and I thought about what to do. So I went up to that woman and I said to my mom, "Hey, you ready to go?" And that woman saw me signing, and all of a sudden she just went, "Oh," like she could see it on her face, and that's it. That's it. So we left, and so that goal that I was talking about originally was satisfied to get my mom out and get my glue and go home and finish my science project. So that's what I did growing up, was take that information, take that goal, and exchange it. So that's what that looks like, and that's what I remember. And it's that kind of exchange that will happen with VRS, with closed captioning, with interpreters everywhere. It's that kind of exchange and brokering that will happen, especially for children. So it means that their experience will get internalized and will never really go away. And it shouldn't go away. Okay, that is it.